Hey guys, so I may be atheist, but I still crave turkey and I do take advantage of a good deal. So here is my turkey. I defrosted it and made sure that the cavity was frost free. I took the insides out. Those are for my cats. I'm going to boil them. And then what I did was, this is a full neck. They took the skin fully and left me the full skin of the neck. Now I love that. So I then took this turkey, dried it completely off with a paper towel, and I flipped it over so that this part was down. And then I dried that off, and I took a mixture of bacon grease and olive oil. I brushed that. I put garlic powder, onion powder, and this stuff, which is, it's either sage or poultry seasoning. I can't freaking remember what it is. Either one, it's meant for turkeys. And then I flipped it over and I did the same thing. Brushed it with that bacon grease and olive oil mixture. Now, because the turkey was still rather cold, it made a very thick, saucy texture on the top, which helped the seasoning stick, as you can see. So before the legs were tied like this, I did that, and then I stuffed the cavity only with onions and garlic. That's it. That's all I'm doing to it. No stuffing. I can make that on the side. Oh my gosh, did this rock last year. So, in my family's tradition, my mom would take, now my grandfather on my mom's side worked for Tip Top Tailors. And he did that for quite a long time in Vancouver, British Columbia for Tip Top Tailors. His name was John Robertson. And what he would do was take the skin that was left here, tuck the tail in, and stitch this shut. Not this, but this piece of skin right here, the flabby parts, he would stitch that shut with, well, my grandmother, she was Irish, and her name was Ruth Evelyn Massey or Ruth Robertson. And she would just get mad at him, at my grandfather John, because every year he would stick an onion at the very back, and she hated that. But it would happen every year, and then he would stitch it up before she got a chance to take it out. But so then what I did was I just shoved a whole bunch of garlic and onion in there. I tied it up with just some twine here, tied the legs up, and reapplied some, as you can see, some seasonings here. And this is going to go in the oven at 325. My oven lies, and I'm gonna roast that. This is going to be longer than a 3-minute thing, but I'm going to roast this. This has a lot of water at the bottom. This is a well-used roasting pan by me, and it has been dropped, but I use this for my Chex Mix. I just take out the rack and I bake the Chex Mix in here. So this is going to be in here. I am not going to lift the lid. This will keep all the steam in here. There is no point in basting your bird because skin is waterproof. Did you get that? So by basting the skin, all you're doing is washing off that seasoning. If you're going to do anything, get that basting into the bird. So what I'm doing is I'm going to leave the lid on. And I did this last year, and man, was it ever a juicy bird. So, and because of the size of it, because of the size of this roasting pan, I did not have to take the lid off and brown the bird. So what I'm doing is I'm going to stick this in here in that oven. This is 13 pounds, 13.1 to be exact, because it's at, well, you can do the math. It is a 5.96 kilogram bird, and it says seasoned, but I had it soaking in water, so I guess all the seasoning is injected into the meat now. But they're on this low of a temperature, it's going to be really hard to overcook this bird. So with the water in the bottom, I'm going to leave this bird in the oven for a good 4 hours and slow cook it, because it says medium, but I don't trust the meat nowadays. So we'll just see how done it is at 4 hours, and I'm going to lift the lid. Yes, this is a long video, but this is how I do my turkey. And I'm telling you this because I did it exactly the same last year, and I have the confidence to speak about it and pass on my knowledge. But if you have cotton thread, stitch your bird shut. It keeps all the juiciness inside. The way I feel it is, if you're stuffing your turkey full of something that is going to dry the insides of your turkey out, your turkey's going to be dry. Combined with people who think that they have to bake their turkey all the way through until it's dead again, aka overcook their turkey. You guys don't realize that if you just take it out, leave this on, and let it cook the rest of the way, it will cook the rest of the way. If you use a meat thermometer and test your meat to see if it's at temperature in the bone, instead of baking it till it's dead all over again, then you will have a juicy turkey. Because half the time that you guys complain about a dry turkey is because you're so paranoid about killing all the germs that you overcook your turkey by cooking it too long. Because that's what happens with meat that is dry, is because you're overcooking it each and every time. Same thing with pork chops, same thing with steaks, same thing with chicken breasts. You overcook your meat, it's going to be dry. So I'm going to leave this on. I'm going to put it in for 3.5, 4 hours. I'm not going to check it at 3.5. I'm going to check it at 4. What time is it now? So 6 o'clock, 6:15 to be honest. In the meantime, I'm going to boil this. I'm going to take all the meat out for the cats and stuff. And I'll catch you guys when it comes to about 6 o'clock tonight. And I'll post another video on my YouTube. Just to tell you guys how the turkey went. And hopefully it turns out okay. So stay tuned. And yes, I did put garlic cloves in the water below. Because I like garlic and I want gravy. Oh my goodness. Have a good day, folks.